We're going to cover why some twin flame unions do not end in romantic union, and these are the things that some people do not want to hear. Now, the purpose may have been activation, not partnership. Sometimes a connection exists to wake you up, break an old identity, force you into self-worth, trigger your shadow work. We're going to cover what shadow work is in another post. Push you into your purpose. The union may be energetic and not domestic. Some people are assigned to your becoming and not your staying. More reasons why it may not end in romantic union. Both parties do not complete the inner work. Twin flame dynamics demand ego death, accountability, emotional maturity, nervous system regulation, radical self-honesty, radical self-honesty, radical self-honesty. If one person refuses to leave unhealthy patterns, take responsibility, heal attachment wounds, integrate their shadow, the romantic union becomes unstable. You cannot build a sacred partnership on unintegrated trauma. That's not stable ground. The love may exist, but the capacity does not. Another thing that people don't consider is free will. Free will overrides destiny. Spiritual connection does not override free will. You can be deeply bonded and still choose comfort over growth, fear over vulnerability, ego over surrender. The idea that it's meant to be no matter what removes accountability. Evolutionary connections still require choice. They still require a conscious choice. Now, we already covered trauma bonds, but we're going to go over it again. Okay, so you might be thinking, oh, this is a twin flame connection, but it was really a trauma bond. You thinking intensity must equal destiny. Anxiety must equal spiritual magnetism. They don't. Those things don't equal the same. Nervous system activation can feel cosmic, but if the connection is primarily, push and pull, hot and cold, emotionally destabilizing, centered around longing instead of building, trauma bond. It may be attachment wounds colliding, not divine mirroring. Discernment is spiritual maturity. Completion doesn't always look like reunion. Sometimes it looks like peace. Sometimes you are meant to meet this person for just a season. Sometimes you're meant to meet this person just to clear up some ancestral wounds, some old nasty ancestral patterns, and some kind of generational loop meant to show you what you will never accept again. Or it can actually interrupt your soul's path. And we're still on why some twin flames do not end in union, because it could interrupt your soul's path. And this one is kind of uncomfortable to dig into and to think about, to talk about, but here we go. You have cases where the chemistry is real, the love is real, the mirroring is real, but long-term partnership would disrupt your path. It would distract you from your purpose. It would shrink your evolution. Not every powerful love is meant to be lived out domestically. Some are simply initiations. Now, what could union mean beyond romance? Union can mean energetic peace, detachment without bitterness, mutual respect, the integration of lessons, both people evolving separately. I mean, in a twin flame dynamic, you're supposed to be evolving separately anyway. Now, when you get together, you can continue your evolution, but you're supposed to be evolving on your own. You know, the whole integrating of the wounds and the things of the nature, the whole thing that we so painstakingly went through. Remember, sometimes the true twin flame union is becoming whole with yourself. Something I did cover. I realized that I do repeat a lot, but I did cover this. The hard truth is some twin flame connections are meant to break you open, reveal your attachment wounds, to teach you boundaries, to trigger your sovereignty. Once again, this is stuff that I've already covered, and to, activate your purpose. Sometimes they leave, and that's it. And that's not failure. It's fulfillment. Now, how do you know if union is likely? Well, when reunion is approaching, the energy shifts from chaos, it shifts from obsession, it shifts from nervous system spikes to being grounded, calm curiosity. Like, what's that about? Emotional stability, self-contained power. Reunion energy feels regulated. It's not chaotic. It's not frantic. It's calm. They demonstrate changes in their behavior. Actions over words. Consistency over time. I think my phone just rang. What's going on? Anyway, consistency over time. Accountability without being defensive. Emotional expression that does not collapse under pressure. And patience with your boundaries. If someone is still avoidant, still defensive, blaming circumstances, minimizing your hurt, reunion is not energetically aligned yet. Growth must be something that you can observe. Their communication becomes direct and mature. You'll know reunion is near when conversation sounds like, I understand that I hurt you. They'll tell you what they've been working on. They might say something like, I don't really expect anything from you. Or, I will move at your pace. That respecting your boundaries business. And your body feels safe around them. Your nervous system is regulated. And when I say your body feels safe around them, the idea of them, because I don't know where everyone is. Your person could be next door, or they could be at a distance. I don't know. But your nervous system will for sure tell you if reunion is aligned. Because if your chest tighten up, if your stomach drop, if your blood pressure is elevated, that's your body telling you, I do not mean to laugh. I am so sorry. But the brutal but loving truth, and I know that this has been long, reunion is likely, when both people have faced, what is that? Faced their shadows, have taken accountability, have built stability alone, and I'm talking about both sides of this coin. And both people choose each other consciously and not out of fear. But if only one person has evolved, reunion can be delayed. I'm sorry, this was long, but I tried to cover everything in one shot.